Yes. Oh yeah? Did it crash? Oh, nice.
Live from Lincoln, this is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
For all those living with Alzheimer's disease in Nebraska, today is a day of hope and a day of care.
A Nebraska group is working to make a devastating disease a little easier to manage. Good evening and thanks for joining us.
33,000 Nebraskans are living with Alzheimer's or dementia.
Local programs are introducing a statewide plan to reduce the burden of the disease. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Kelsey Murphy has more for us in our top story. Kelsey?
Megan, that plan was approved by the governor last year. Now the Nebraska Alzheimer's Association is using it to help keep those living with the disease safe, informed, and supported.
Caring for a loved one with Alzheimer's and doing things that you never thought you would do, while at the same time watching them disappear in front of your eyes, is hard beyond words.
6 years ago, Brad Anderson's life changed unexpectedly. His wife, Luann, was diagnosed with Alzheimer's at just 55 years old. The high school sweethearts set their plan for life together when they got married at 19. They didn't plan for Alzheimer's. As his wife began to forget, he remembers needing help.
And we didn't have a plan. Unfortunately, the state of Nebraska didn't have a plan either. Today, that changes.
On Tuesday, the Nebraska chapter of Alzheimer's Association and the Aging Task Force announced their strategy to help. They want families to be able to take advantage of the resources and receive the maximum benefit from treatments. It comes after Governor Ricketts signed LB 320, a bill that required a state plan for people with Alzheimer's or related disorders.
Will have the resources needed to be able to navigate that horrible disease.
The plan has 3 goals. The first, to give Nebraskans living with Alzheimer's or dementia and their caregivers information to manage their lives. The second is to give them support they need, and the third goal aims to keep them safe. Clayton Freeman with the Alzheimer's Association says they will achieve these goals with new legislation, new programs, and more information shared. Reporting in Lincoln, Kelsey Murphy, Channel 8 Eyewitness News. And right now, they're not sure what it will cost the state. Freeman says it should help save money in the long run.
All right, Kelsey Murphy in our top story. Thank you.
Lincoln police have released the names of 2 officers who killed a murder suspect. They say they are Sergeant Mario Robinson, a 22-year veteran, and Officer Josh Atkinson, who has 8 years on the force. Both fired their guns at Jermichael Kennedy after he pulled a gun on them on Sunday. Both officers, as standard, are on leave during an independent investigation.
Lincoln police arrested 1 woman and are looking for others in connection to a sex trafficking investigation. An undercover operation revealed 40-year-old Kimberly Wheeler was guilty of pandering. Officers say they found her trying to sell sex with a 17-year-old girl. Police are also looking for 33-year-old Jacqueline Stebbins and 25-year-old Kayla Holt. They say it's possible there are more victims. If you have any additional information about this case or any sex trafficking case in Lincoln, please call Crime Stoppers, that number on your screen, 475-3600.
This man is accused of getting a 16-year-old girl drunk and raping her. Police say the teen asked 36-year-old Marvin Velasquez to buy alcohol, and they say that they drank the alcohol together under a Lincoln bridge. They say he then sexually assaulted her in a portable toilet.
Well, as the 4th of July approaches, a reminder to be careful with fireworks. A man in Roca lost part of his hand in a firework accident last night. The sheriff's office says 53-year-old was setting off an artillery firework when it went off too soon. He was taken to the hospital with severe injuries to his right hand.
Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris to talk about the cooler temps that we're enjoying this week.
Yeah, finally. It's about time. And we saw just a couple breaks over the past really 3 weeks in some pretty oppressive heat. It's here for a while now, so that's going to allow our focal point of the forecast to change. Now, it's not a massive drop. It's not cool out there today. It's just cooler. We're back to just about normal. So it's about a 5 to 10 degree drop right now versus what we had seen this time yesterday, which means 80s for a lot of us. So really, it's fairly pleasant out there. Here's your temperature change over the past 24 hours. Only 3 degrees down, but our dew point's down a whole lot in the upper 50s. That is nice. 85 degrees right now. Winds are light at about 6 miles per hour. The sky's mostly sunny at the moment. So we do see some scattered rain in the forecast. I'm going to tell you about that. When can we expect it? When's our best chance? Are we going to see it? It's all coming up.
Thank you, Luke.
TransCanada is asking our federal government for $15 billion in damages after the Obama administration rejected the Keystone XL pipeline. The company has filed a request for arbitration, arguing the decision violated the North American Free Trade Agreement. The pipeline would have carried 830,000 barrels of crude oil per day from Canada to Texas.
New developments in the 2012 attacks on Benghazi. A new congressional report released today by House Republicans. Here's ABC's Megan Hughes.
Hillary Clinton touring a Denver training facility, touting an innovation plan.
I do plead guilty to being a policy wonk.
And surprising the crowd, taking a question about the House Republican report on Benghazi.
After more than 2 years and $7 million, I'll leave it to others to characterize this report, but I think it's pretty clear it's time to move on.
The 800-page report released by the panel's chairman, Trey Gowdy, didn't have a smoking gun against Clinton.
Speaker Boehner nor Speaker Ryan have ever asked me to do anything about 2016 presidential politics.
Though some Republicans pushed to blame the presumptive nominee with an addendum. Donald Trump going after Clinton on another issue at his first campaign event since christening his golf courses in Scotland.
Hillary Clinton and her friends in global finance want to scare America into thinking small.
This is my fight song. And she's been one of Clinton's fiercest attack dogs against Trump. Could Senator Elizabeth Warren take the VP spot? The Massachusetts senator responding on ABC's The View.
Yesterday was not about vice president. Yesterday was about having a chance to get out there with the woman who is going to be the next president of the United States.
You're not going to answer the question. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
ABC News has learned the Massachusetts senator is among the names being formally vetted as a possible Clinton running mate. Megan Hughes, ABC News, Washington.
And back here locally now, the city has a new four-legged hero.
Lincoln got its first comfort dog this weekend. Channel 8 Eyewitness News reporter Abigail Wood has more. Abigail?
Well, her name's Priscilla, and she's trained to go into hard situations and bring both calm and comfort.
Meet Priscilla. She's Lincoln's first ever comfort dog, trained to go into hospitals, schools, or emergency situations anywhere comfort is needed.
And the dogs sense it. There was a gal in there and she was going through a lot, and Priscilla just gravitated to her.
The Golden Retriever was trained in Chicago and brought here by Trinity Lutheran Church just this weekend. She has 12 trained handlers and 1 caregiver.
She bonded with me almost instantly, and it's so hard to not think of her as a pet, which I cannot do.
Unlike other service dogs, Priscilla isn't trained for a specific person. She can comfort anyone, anywhere she's invited.
Most people are always taught you don't pet service dogs. They see the blue vest on, you don't pet. But on Priscilla's vest, we show them, it says, please pet me.
One of the commands Priscilla follows is called lap. This is designed to help her reach people in wheelchairs or who otherwise can't get to her on the ground.
Priscilla, lap. There's all kind of different commands. We can have her raise, where she can put her front paws on a bed or a table for an individual that's on a bed, to give her, to just kind of pet her and have access to her.
Bradley is a veteran handler. He works at the Air National Guard base and wants to start connecting Priscilla with some of the veterans he's met in the area.
It's kind of a conduit to start conversation, and sometimes that's all veterans need, is just to sit down and have someone listen to their story.
There are 3 other comfort dogs in Nebraska, some of which even went down to Orlando after the nightclub massacre to minister to victims and their families.
If you know of a situation where Priscilla could help in the area, you can call Trinity Lutheran, or we'll have a link to Priscilla's Facebook page on our website.
This is adorable. Thank you, Abigail, for that story. Still ahead on the news tonight, we remember the life of legendary coach Pat Summitt.
Also, how will Brexit continue to affect your stocks? Closer look at the numbers a little bit later.
Live from Lincoln, this is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5 with Rod Fowler, Megan Conway, Chief Meteorologist Luke Doris, and Sports Director Brett Edwards. This is Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
At least 28 people are dead and 60 others are injured after 2 suicide bombings in Turkey.
It kicks off tonight's World Headlines. It happened this afternoon at an Istanbul airport. 3 attackers blew themselves up after police fired at them. It happened at the entrance of an international terminal before entering the security check. So far, no group has claimed responsibility.
For the first time since the bombshell Brexit vote in the UK, stocks opened today with the Dow up more than 150 points. The stock market had tumbled nearly 5.5% Friday and Monday, with the average retirement account losing almost $5,000.
In Texas, a head-on train collision. 3 crew members are missing. Another one is in the hospital. The one that's in the hospital actually jumped before the trains hit each other. BNSF says it really isn't sure how fast the trains were going or exactly what happened. The incident is still under investigation.
IKEA is recalling more than 29 million chests and dressers after 6 children were killed when the furniture toppled and fell on them. The company says the furniture should actually be attached to the wall. They're offering free kits to attach them or also refunds for customers. Tonight, many people are remembering Pat Summitt, the winningest coach in Division I college basketball history.
She was 64 years old. Friends and fans are remembering a pioneer in women's sports. Here's ABC's Elizabeth Herr.
You're the ones that have to get it done, and you better make it happen starting right now.
Pat Summitt's passion and fire on and off the court won her more basketball games than any coach in Division I college basketball history, men's or women's, and earned Summitt the title of a consummate competitor.
She was always fighting, whether it was for herself or fighting for us or for the game.
With Summitt in charge, Tennessee won 8 national championships, scored 1,098 victories. She then coached the 1984 women's basketball team to their first Olympic gold medal.
We would not have the same opportunities were it not for the people like Pat Summitt who led the way and opened doors that we walked through.
Then, in 2011,
Pat Summitt has been diagnosed with early onset dementia.
I hate to say, why me? And then I just said, well, forget this. Let's go battle it.
But a year later, that battle forced Summitt to make the difficult decision to step down as the head coach at Tennessee. Her accomplishments ultimately recognized with the Presidential Medal of Freedom, a deserving tribute, fans say, for the ultimate champion.
I don't think anyone could ever come close to her. She's so great at what she did. It's going to be hard to top her.
But today in a statement, President Obama called Summitt an inspiring fighter. Her son says she died peacefully surrounded by her loved ones. A public memorial service is scheduled for July 14th. Elizabeth Herr, ABC News, New York.
And stay with us tonight. Luke's in next with your 10-day forecast. Here's a live look outside from our HD Tower Cam 8.
You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
Now, your local forecast from Lincoln's own weather experts.
Well, a good Tuesday to you. It's a nice day out there, and tell you what, that cooler air has arrived. It's going to settle in for a little bit, and we're going to be seeing a nice break from that long-lived stretch of 90s. Just a great view out through our tower cam looking live to the north. Sunny skies for us, though a lot of us are hoping for some rain. I know a lot of us could use it. I have to say we have chances in the forecast, but for you to see it in your backyard is not a lock. We'll get more into that in a second. Seward looks nice out there as well. Pleasant June afternoon, sunshine, little light breeze, and the humidity down, catching a break from that. 85 back here in Lincoln, humidity 39% with the dew point in the upper 50s. That's pretty dry. Variable wind 6 miles per hour. That means it's kind of all over the place. It's not coming from one direction consistently. Now let's talk again about this rain. Over the past 30 days, what this is a percent of normal as far as rainfall, what we'd expect in that period. And a lot of us are at about a quarter of the amount of rain that we would expect over the past 30 days. So all that red means pretty dry, though we've had pockets of some pretty good rainfall. 100, 150, about half again as much rain as you would expect. That's mostly been in central Nebraska and northeastern, and also up towards Saunders County just west of Omaha. So here's what's happening. The storm track right through here. This is our jet stream. You can see all the rain that's down close to that with a front that's straight through here as well. But what happens is when you're in this northwesterly flow, it's just not that great for widespread rain. You get these little spotty type showers like what we had here in central Nebraska earlier, and it just doesn't seem to want to hold together all that well. This evening we're watching this complex up to the northwest. Now because of that, it's going to be producing some strong winds, some possible hail with it as well. So a severe thunderstorm watch is in effect through 10 o'clock in all the blue shaded counties out in western Nebraska. Now what will probably happen is that's going to roll through the northwestern and central parts of the state. There we are by midnight, and watch as this one doesn't hold itself together all that well either. So Grand Island, Hastings, you have a chance. I really don't expect much here in the Lincoln area overnight tonight. We might see a few isolated showers tomorrow morning, though Stormcast does hold us dry. It's got the rain moving to the east, and as we get into the afternoon, most likely dry, though a few, you can see the showers, they're dancing around, but again, for you to get it in your spot, it's going to be kind of tough. There we are by Thursday, and again, you might get it in your backyard, definitely not a lock. So let's look at the highlights again. Shots for rain Wednesday night, and Thursday, though this will all be scattered. That's the key word here. Not all of us are going to get it. I see no widespread rain for eastern Nebraska. Now, if you have plans on Saturday, keep an eye on the forecast. Rain may affect your Saturday. That's a recent update. Temperatures in the 80s everywhere that we go. Isn't that a nice view? Low 80s to the north, mid 80s to the south. Dew points in the 50s in most spots, 60s. Still not bad in York, Hastings, and Grand Island, so that heat index is not a big factor. Mid to upper 80s in most spots. Tonight and tomorrow, watch us cool back to the 70s by 10. And we'll start out tomorrow morning in the upper 60s. As we go through the day, 70s, warming to the 80s by the afternoon, much like today was yet again. So 66 is your overnight low tonight, just a low 20% chance for a thunderstorm, better shots way west. 85 your high tomorrow, scattered storms possible, otherwise much like today, mild and nice. The best we can do is a 30% Wednesday and Thursday. Front comes through Thursday evening, so Friday just looks great, low 80s, partly cloudy skies. Saturday, 40% chance at this point. We see some data for some widespread rain possible on Saturday, though it's not locked in. That could change. We'll keep you posted with any outdoor plans that you've got, how it looks. And as we go through Sunday, low chance. 4th of July looks dry, upper 80s and sunshine.
That's good news. Yeah. Thank you, Luke. Time now for our Facebook Fan of the Day, sponsored by Great Plains Honda. Sam sent us this adorable picture of Deegan. She says he is just 3 months old and loves going outside to play. So I'm sure he's enjoying this more mild weather. Thanks again, Sam, for sharing.
And show us your summer snapshots. That'd be easy to say, right? Snummer. Like us by searching Channel 8 Eyewitness News, then upload your photo. And still ahead on the news tonight, there's plenty of local talent competing in the swim trials this week. Brett has a story after the break.
We'll be right back. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
I'd say it was easier than yesterday's.
Brett, mic check, please. Brett, mic check, please. Brett, mic check, please.
Tickets to the Nebraska Volleyball Red-White scrimmage will go on sale July 19th. Sports Director Brett Edwards joins us now with more. Brett.
Yeah, Rod, the match will be August 20th at the Devaney Center, and season reserve tickets sold out in less than 32 hours. Also, Chad Linsman was named second-team freshman All-American today by Perfect Game and Rawlings. The swim trials continue up in Omaha. Danny Dillsaber of Lincoln Southwest and Caroline Tile from Pius swam in the 200 individual medley prelims today. Neither qualified for the semifinals. There are a total of 6 swimmers from Lincoln that are competing in the trials. The sport of swimming is growing here in Nebraska.
I think it shows that Nebraska is really improving in swimming, and if we keep it up, I think Nebraska will become more of a powerhouse, because as we improve, we can catch up to like some of the bigger states like California and Texas and stuff like that.
Nebraska swimming is really growing, and it's great to see so much support from the community.
Nebraska swimming is definitely getting better and better each year, so we're hoping like people keep coming up and getting faster and faster, so it's really cool.
Coming up at 6, we're live from TD Ameritrade Park in Omaha to preview Game 2 of the CWS Championship Series.
Good, thank you, Brett.
Finally, some positive numbers for you to report from the stock market. The Dow is up 269, the Nasdaq gained 97. You're watching Channel 8 Eyewitness News at 5.
All right, 66 is your overnight low tonight. Some scattered thunderstorms, excuse me, they're possible. They're not likely. It's 20% tonight, 30% tomorrow. Don't bank on it, but it is a possibility. 85, 80s through the rest of the forecast. Keeping a close eye on Saturday. Could see some more widespread rain there.
Thanks, Luke, and thank you all for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 6 o'clock.
Well, it's only because somebody stole my mechanical pencil.
Isn't that the worst?
There's a crook that broke in. He probably descended from the ceilings, and he lifted my pencil, left everything else untouched so it didn't get busted.
Right, didn't touch anything.
That's it.
I used to have a mechanical pencil that I would do the crosswords with because those, not as confident as Sudokus. They're hard. And it's gone. Gandhi.
Yep. Love to take him.
Makes me mad. Coming up tonight at 10, after an undercover operation discovered a sex trafficking victim right here in Lincoln, local organization is speaking out about the issue. Plus concerns about recent shootings in the capital city. How are local businesses factored in during emergency situations?